seriously, I was a queen. I left all that. Coming here now, I scrub, I do cleaning, as a business, as a job, that kind of a thing.
Let me introduce you guys. First is Jane. Jane is my childhood friend. I've known her since I was 18 going to 19. We actually got pregnant at the same time. She's a philanthropist, and she's a wonderful mother. She's a friend that got her back.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, she's married to Belgium, and she has experience in also interracial community as well. So, Jane, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Claudia.
And second is Diane. Diane is specialized in the healing with narcissists, and she has experience in that, and that is her field. And so, if anybody has a narcissistic issue and needs help, kindly please follow Diane. Diane, thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pastor Juliana is a pastor. She's married to Germany. She's living in Germany as well. I've known her for some years now. And she has her own ministry in Germany. She's an author, singer, songwriter. So thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Sister Claudia, for this privilege to be here.
Yeah. So the role of money in interracial relationship marriage. Money is something that we don't talk about it. In interracial marriage, it's not spoken about, and it's kind of like shied away. The men don't talk about it. The women don't ask because you just don't ask. So I just put some questions down for each of you so we can learn and unlearn from each other. Jane, I will come to you first. How did you and your partner first navigate money conversation in your relationship?
Well, I was struck by what you said, that it's something men don't talk about and women don't ask. Well, for me, it was the other way around. At the onset of our marriage, I think when we had been married for a year or two after I had Laura and we moved back to Belgium, it was something my husband talked about immediately. Okay, right now I know you. At that point, I decided to stop working so I could, as a diplomat, we were moving from country to country. And it was something he discussed with me right immediately. Listen, you need to know this. If something would happen to me, you never know. This is what you need to do. You have access to this. So right from time for me and my husband, it was an open topic. In the beginning, it was something, it was a bit of a strange topic for me to discuss with him because you have this impression when you start talking about money, you're a gold digger.
Yeah.
But you really settled me into it and made me understand it's not about being a gold digger or anything. It's about being able to set you up to be able to take care of yourself, especially that we had a child together. So it's never been a strange topic in my household, at least. Yeah.
Okay. So Diane, up to you.
It wasn't a topic when I was married to my late husband, right? It wasn't a topic. Everything just happened, very natural, money. We didn't have no money issues. The only thing I tell you that when I was in Nigeria, the tradition where the older one has to give to the younger ones, and I used to openly give my younger ones money. And each time I look at my husband's face, he frowns when I give money to my younger ones, But being an African is a tradition. So I didn't see anything, wrong with it until he said once that they have hands, they are able, why can't they go and work? But when I give my mom money, my husband is happy. I came to England, lived in England, and, when I first came, back home, we used to give tips in the bars, when we go out, we give tips. And all that. That's a natural thing. But when I came here, even in the shops, I was giving tips, when after buying clothes and all that. And my husband is going, no, you don't do that. You don't do that, So so that's the cultural difference, there. But if it was my race, I don't think he would raise his eyebrow or he would be angry for me giving my family money. So yes, I struggled with that a little bit. Yes.
Okay, so Pastor, up to you.
Okay, thank you. I've been married for over 25 years, and in the beginning of our relationship, My husband was very open from the beginning. I knew his financial state. We started in Nigeria back then, but immediately we visited Germany. He took me to his bank, gave me access to the account, and I was a co-holder of it. And we raised our children. He never had problems when I spent. He never asked questions. He just trusted my judgment and my financial spending character, because I was somebody that has always been contented. So I'm not so flamboyant. And from the very beginning, when we began dating and we were sure we're going to settle, he told me, he reviewed to me his financial state. Okay. And of course, he had a different culture, which I also have a different culture. For example, during Christmas period, when we go visit my mom or so, my parents, when I tell him, oh, we're going to go home with some food stuff and this and that, he's just going to maybe get 1 kilo of rice and one tubal of yam. I would tell him, I got some rice and this for your parents. And I will be so excited. But then when I come, it's just 5 kilo or so. I said, who does that? You know, when you go and visit our family, we have to carry like 50 kg of rice, 100 tubers of yams and all these things. You'll be like, what? Are you going to feed the whole world? You know, things like that. Those little differences I had to put him through to understand this is how we do things here in Africa. So we really had every stage of our lives. When he doesn't understand my culture or my perspective, we talk about it. I will enlighten him, and he has always been very, very easy to learn and to adjust.
Okay, thank you. So Jane, back to you. So were your financial values similar, or did you have to learn each other's approach?
We had to learn. I mean, I'm not a frivolous spender, but I'm open-hearted. If I have 10 euro, I want to spend 8, and mostly not even just on myself, on others. The way I spend, sometimes I'm like, okay, if I have this, I have to spend it. I mean, we'll figure it out. But my husband is a very meticulous person in terms of money, and he's Flemish, he's Dutch, and they say the Dutch are a bit stingy. So, but I don't call it stingy.
Really?
It's a saying as stingy as a Dutch. But I think maybe you're talking about the Dutch Netherlanders. Maybe not the Dutch Belgians, but the Dutch Netherlands.
Dutch Netherlands, Germans.
Yeah. So,
Really?
the longer we stayed,
they just okay. Jen, go on.
Yeah, sorry. The longer we stayed, I begin to understand it's not being stingy. It's just having value for money and somebody realizing I work hard for my money and people should not take it for granted. So that's something I really learned from my husband, because like Diane and Pastor have said, it's a cultural thing where everybody expects you to spend on your family. And I do take care of my family, but I've learned from my husband that they should not take it as a given.
Yeah.
You know, and because of his financial value, I also learned how to just say no to people. So that's, for me, it became a positive thing. And through him, I understood it's not being stingy, looking out for your money.
Your money, yeah.
Some people that don't understand call it stingy, but it's not being stingy. So in the beginning, it was not similar. Still, we're not similar 100%, but we are aligned in how we see on how to spend money.
So Diane, up to you.
What Jen is saying just now about, this money thing, like with family, giving family monies and all that. I think most times, it comes across as an entitlement. And, like me, I'm a giver. I would say so. I'm a giver. But, when you're a giver, you do struggle as well. In the sense that I've come to the realization as a giver, you can give, but don't neglect
Yourself.
Yourself, because I have neglected myself. Claudia, like the recent events and all that, you already know that. I love designers, but I will sacrifice my designers for giving. Do you get me? And I go without. So I have learned as well when it comes to, with money and all that. I have learned, but it's a shame that It took me 58 years to learn these things that I've learned, that I have to come first before anybody. I have to make myself happy first, because if I'm not happy, then I can't make someone else happy.
Yeah.
So in terms of that, I have, I have learned. And the word stingy, for me, what I've learned now, when people say this person is stingy, is an entitlement. Let me be stingy. It's my money. I will spend the way I want to spend it, not because I want to look good in the eyes of people. Then I start, neglecting myself by giving people things.
Yeah.
So yes, I have learned on that one.
Okay, Pastor, to you.
Yeah, okay. I had also same experience with the first sister that just spoke. I usually neglect myself. And there was a time a pastor was teaching and he said some people don't love themselves. And the example she gave, I discovered I was one of such people that didn't really love myself. Not because I don't want to love myself, but maybe I never really understood then how to love myself. Because I always put people first, There was a time my husband actually told me that I have a very big umbrella because I put people first. I put other people's burden before mine. Even in my marriage, it's the same thing. My husband comes first before me. Every other people comes first before me. And like the sister also said that sometimes people take your goodness or your kindness as an obligations and the right that they have to get it from you. And which is also, I learned it in a hard way. So in my years of studying the word of God and growing and accumulative and knowledge and understanding and seeing the ways things are supposed to be done through the light of God's word, that was when I got my redemption for myself.
I understand. Yeah, so Jay, back to you. Was any money misunderstanding that taught you something about your partner's culture?
Yes, one of the situations what I was thinking about was when my dad died. In Africa, it's you carry it, it's your funeral, you do everything. That was one of the time for me when we had a misunderstanding and it caused us tension, because at that point, I told my husband, let's say, listen, I need 10,000 euro. Of course, at that point, it was not that much to bury my dad back in Africa. My husband could not understand because my mother-in-law had died and it was a simple funeral. We were living in Fiji then. We flew back, cremated her. Everybody had coffee and sandwich and everybody went home. Yeah. And my mother-in-law had a pension. She had a funeral plan. Everything was fine. And then months rolling forward, my dad died. And I'm telling you, I need 10,000 to... So it's tension. So really, he could not understand why we had to do that much. And it caused a bit stress at the point. I was like, okay, forget about it. I'll do my dad the way I want it. It's not your problem. I'll figure it out. At the end, he did give me the money I needed because at that point I was not working. I had really stopped working because we moved to Fiji. I was there for him with his job and the kids. And how did we resolve? Well, we resolved it. He gave me the money. It cost us tension. And I had to really explain to him my family dynamics, especially from my father's side. So it was a hard one, but I explained to him what it meant to me emotionally, and it was a sign of respect I had to give to my dad. And this is the only time I could do that to put him to rest. At the end, we did it. It went well. He came for the funeral. But I thought that was going to make or break it. Thank God it did not break it. But it was one of those times in our marriage where we really had this tension.
Okay. Diane?
Yeah. When it comes to money, I didn't see any cultural differences. The only, like I keep saying, the only cultural differences is giving grown men money when they can go out there and work and make their own money, But one thing with my husband, he used to say to me that coming to England is not the same because we pay bills. He sings it like a song in my ear. back home, every day is Christmas and all that. And like some of the girls I used to know back home were all married to expatriates and all that. We're having fun every day. Like I said, it's Christmas. Then coming here, you're looking at your husband's face, no outing, no drinking. The weather is cold and all that. Then the frustration sets in. And
That's sorry, Diane. That's why I always say, even to my girls when we're in delegations, I always said, this is not real life. Real life is going back to Europe, where you don't have a gardener. You don't have a gardener. You don't have a cook. You don't have a cleaner. So that's real life is when you move back.
Yes,
and
but
things change.
Jane, my husband said
it's not frustration, it's in reality.
No, my husband said to me, welcome to the real world. My husband said to me, welcome to the real world. Now we're living in the real world.
Exactly.
This is the real world.
No.
Honestly, I was a queen. I left all that. Coming here now, I scrub, I do cleaning, as a business, as a job, that kind of a thing. So sometimes, is frustrating to some of the girls.
Yeah. That's up to you.
Okay, the question is, was there ever a money misunderstanding that taught you something about your partner's culture? Yes, there's this particular one that stand out. That was also the very first time they also understood that I have also a culture. Germany, one thing I understood is that they are very close to their family, They put their family first. That's what I realized. I don't know if they do it when it's German to German, but I'm speaking from my perspective.
Yeah.
First of all, my husband gave a card to his sister. So there's a third signature in our account, which is his sister to our joint account.
Wow.
His reason was because we're in Nigeria, so if there's anything, she could run matters.
The ones in overseas do that, yeah.
Yeah, my husband did that with his mom. Yeah.
Some do with their mom, some with their siblings.
Yeah, but his mom, when he was in Nigeria, yeah.
So I wasn't the first wife. He had a wife before and he had 2 kids. So when he wants to give his children money, he doesn't tell me about it. Or when he takes money to help his late brother or so, they don't discuss it with me. They just do what they want. And there was a time I asked him, and he spoke to me eyeball to eyeball. Must I take permission from you before I will give money to my brother or to my kids? You don't have to take permission from me, but it's our money. Your money is my money is your money, and that's the reason of the joint account. And why was I like this? I never gave any man my money since I was born. I don't do that, But but unfortunately, this European German man who came into my life when I was in my university stage. As I told you, I was a very entrepreneurial person, so I had good money already in my account in those years, 1999, 2000.
2000, yeah.
At that time, the money in my Nigeria account was already 20,000 Deutschmark,
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, that was a lot at that time. I could be buying lands and doing all kinds of things. I was,
Really?
you understand? But this man came and says to me, oh, your Naira is going to lose value and that and that. Bring it and take it to Europe. When he came up to say, oh, your money is going to lose value, change everything and bring it to Europe, there your money will keep having value. So I actually go with my husband to my bank and we clear my whole bank account. We converted the money to euro and he collected this money. I never saw my husband put this money in any account. He actually used this money to take me for trips.
What a clever dude.
A Nigerian man not even one night.
What a clever dude. Oh my God.
When I got into my husband, when we got married, he was now the father, he was the head, he was everything. So I don't do anything without his concept. So I lay everything on the table and I trust his judgment, I trust his word. Anything he tells me, I just believe. Europeans don't lie. That was my, as I say, one of my subconscious belief that I never knew. They don't lie. So I never double check his word. I just take everything on face value. And my husband has a very quiet, beautiful face. If you hear my husband, you go, oh, this guy cannot even hurt a fly and all that. So we transferred the money. We brought the money to Europe. We used it to take me to Greece, and then that's how we squandered the whole money for summer trip and all these things. Now reality starts. So I didn't know it was actually paving the path he wants me to be. So he knew I was a young lady. He's scared of the future that I will live in. So because of his fear, he took some premeditated actions. Take me away from my mentality. Like I told you, I was an independent person. I like to work and do everything. He removed me from that perspective and want me to be a full-time housewife. I become like this flower in the house. I didn't realize it when I was being drifted into a direction I didn't foresee. I didn't realize it. It only dawned on me maybe like 10 years has passed before I realized, what am I doing here? Where are my abilities and the intelligences that I came into this marriage with? What has happened to me? It's my sister that was actually telling me, what's wrong with you, Juliana? I was going insane.
Questioning your reality. That's gaslighting.
Exactly, my sister. We are people of truth here. I'm a pastor, so I speak truth. So I'm not here for. We were trying to help young generation and those who are going into.
It's
Exactly.
marriage.
So that's why I give my story. I'm an overcomer already. You can see I'm
But
looking
sorry,
good.
I have a question for you
Yes,
because you
ma'am.
mentioned you've been married 25 years. So you still with him?
Of
That's what I'm
course,
getting.
I'm
Wow,
live from
amazing.
my husband
So
is my best friend.
okay,
Is
so now
here.
he gaslighted you, but you
My
gaslighted
husband
him
is here. He's
into
hearing
the
me. He
right
knows I'm
path.
going live. He's hearing me. He knows I speak it. I don't lie.
Well
That is
done.
a good thing because my husband one day came to me and he says to me he's sorry. And he said to me the reason why he did what he did. He said from the beginning I was fighting for the family, but he was fighting to protect. You see what I'm saying? So when you come into a relationship with a different mindset, a different motive,
Yeah.
you will be acting out your motivation, what inspires you, the reason why you are in that marriage. And I will be acting out why I came into the marriage. We may have started like that. Then there is the stage we arrive whereby I begin to know, no, you said that, and you said that. I'm not mad. I didn't make this thing up. I began to be very conscious about it. I said, no, I have to clear those beliefs I have had that Europeans don't like. I began to take deliberate actions to make sure I put down things he tells me, you see? So, and then I want to get him on checkpoint, you see? So I have seen him from my own eyes, the way I am. You get me? But when I discovered that, no, he's not like me. We don't think the same way. We don't have the same culture. If I want to do something for my family, I will tell him, oh, my mom is this, my sister is this, I want to give. And now he's giving his children money or giving a car to his sister or buying a car for his brother, and I was not told. And for me, I don't see it as normal. So I asked him why. And then his answer was, must I take permission from you? Then I knew, oh, there is some line this guy is crossing. So I have to let him know, you must take permission from me. If you make us to have a joint account means that I will be fully informed, just the same way you are fully informed. You will not come to Africa and make me close my whole account, and now I don't have any money. We are working together, and then now your sister can just do things without my permission. So we had these issues. You get me? But we were able to solve it. So with that, he was able to discover that he can't joke with me, he can't play with me. So he began to know the stuff I'm made out of. So I'm no longer that naive woman I am anymore. I'm straight, you see? So like as I told you, after many years, he came to me and tell me why he did what he did. And this is where forgiveness comes in. And this is where maturity comes in, mutual understanding comes in. And this is where communication comes in. But the fact that he came to me and opened up and apologized and realized and changed, then that's why I'm still in the marriage.
You took accountability.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
So let me go to Jane before it's getting emotional.
Yes.
Let me go to Jane.
Okay.
Jane, what's one thing you've learned about yourself through managing money together?
Oh, I've learned that my money is his money, his money is my money. I learned that we make plans together, we make decisions together, how we spend money. I know what is in his account, it's on my phone. He knows what's in my account. What he does not, my husband is not a nosy person. 25 years later, I've also learned not to be nosy. Being a financial team, we make plans together. Beginning of the year, we sit down, we plan. This is what I want to. This is how many trips we want to do. We have a goal, so I try not to deviate from it, but still on that at that point is still I still have that financial freedom. But through him, I have learned how to plan better, not
Okay.
to do frivolous spendings. We have three kids in universities. I have really learned how to be accountable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dean, you?
What I've learned in my 58 years of age is loving myself. All this while, I thought I loved myself, but I didn't because I was selfless, just giving, giving, giving. But now, loving myself, I've become selfish. I've had boundaries. I've got boundaries. That's one thing I've learned, you know.
Okay, so Pastor, up to you.
That's interesting one. I am very calculative. I plan ahead. So today, I'm so grateful to God that I didn't left when the heat was on, because I would have left with a different opinion about who my husband is, who the Germans are, and all these things. And I would have instilled a negative behavior in my son, and that pattern will continue in the next generation. Today, I'm living happily with my husband. There is so much love and peace. I'm writing a book, and my husband is the one translating the whole German. You see? So managing money, there's one thing the Holy Spirit said to me some years back. He says to me, receive love from your husband. It's so strange. What does the Holy Spirit mean I should receive love from him? Have I not been receiving the love? So I have to pause and think, and I have to ask the Holy Spirit to open my eyes to see where I was not receiving love. Sometimes we are quick to say that person is a narcissist, whereas we are the narcissists ourselves.
Okay. So,
Okay.
okay. So, Jane, so much information today. Jane, do you believe financial transparency equals trust in a relationship?
Of course, 100%. It's very important because I don't think there's anything to hide. If I cannot be able to access all my husband's accounts, vice versa, then there's a problem. I
Yeah.
mean, then what are you doing with the money that you don't want me to? I do not care if you bought a new car, but at least if I am looking for this amount of money, I know where it's going. I know what his salary was. He's retired now. I know what his pension is. He
Yeah.
knows my salary. He
Yeah.
knows. So we make plans. So if we don't have transparency, then there's a big problem. If you're trying to hide something,
Why
that's
you guys together in the first place? Yeah.
yeah, this is a red flag. I'm sorry.
Okay, Jane, do you believe financial transparency equals trust in a relationship?
Yeah, very, very, very. That's very important in any, relationship. That's in any good relationship. That's the way it should be. It should be transparent because I know of people, yet again, my African sisters, and some of them married to English, German, scattered all over the Western world. Some of them don't even know what their husbands have got. There's a lady that her husband passed in Germany, a German guy, that he gave he had children before they got married, and this woman is suffering. This woman, they used to live in a very nice house and everything, and he gave the house to the children, and she's the one that nursed him until he passed. And she ended up with nothing. And the children walked her out of the house. So there are people that, suffer things like that. So, yes, financial transparency should be paramount for me, you know.
Pastor, over to you. Do you believe
Yes, I'm also on the same page. Financial transparency. That's what we do at home. My husband knows every cover I have, and I know everything he has. So, and in our investments and everything, even our kids is even involved in everything we both have. So my children knows what the father has. That's just to let you know. So there is no we are very open. My family, we are really very open to one another. I should say we build a good culture in this family, and I'm proud of it. And I'm grateful to God for it. So financial transparency, it's key for a lasting long-term relationship, especially like what sister says, so that your children don't suffer, your wife don't suffer, or your husband himself doesn't lose when the wife is no longer there. It can happen from, you
On
know,
both sides.
From both
Yeah.
yes,
sides, yeah. That the woman, that the woman is a breadwinner and she's the one who has the money. And
no, even
Yeah.
even if she's not the breadwinner, for example, but she might have some money hidden somewhere, and the man doesn't know, and she passed. It's waste. The children will not know. The husband will not know. So sometimes women think it's only about man being passed. What about what you have accumulated? Like I told you, my
Exactly.
money,
yeah,
the money I first had.
definitely, yeah.
So if my husband was not aware of it, and he married me and I died, he will not know that I have 20,000 Dutchmark. You see what I'm saying? For
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
So what the woman has is good to put it on the table for the children's sake as well, and also for the husband and
I think people tend to hide their property or what they have because of lack of trust. There's no trust in that marriage or relationship.
Yeah,
Exactly. And
Yeah,
yeah.
that's why I said it's a red flag.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. So
I mean,
why would you be with
yeah,
somebody you don't even trust? Because when you don't trust someone, even you yourself, you're suffering. You're suffering. You
yeah.
know. Yeah, because then you become sneaky and hiding things, and I don't know if that is. I'd rather be alone than to have that kind of relationship anyway. So the next question, Jane. So, do you think couples should have joint accounts, separate accounts, or both?
I think it's a situation of a bit of everything. You have to. I mean, we have a joint account, we have a separate account, and but at all it's all linked. I mean, everything at the end. Like I don't know how it works in Germany, but in Belgium, it's still all linked. If I go to open an account, they're gonna ask me, "Do you want it to be a loan, or do you want it to
In
be
Germany, it's
the
the
husband?"
same.
So
In
we,
Germany, it's the
yeah,
same.
so we
Yeah.
do. Yeah, we have our joint accounts where we have cards, and I also have my own accounts. We have a joint credit card. I also have my own platinum card, so it's separate,
Yeah.
but there's that general
You know
trust, and
what?
it's
Exactly.
yeah, yeah, and then it's funny because new laws have been put in place. Next week, Monday, we actually not this Monday, Monday, we actually going to the lawyers because we're drawing up a will because so many things have changed. Now, in the past, we always thought, oh, if something would happen to Bob, I would not have immediate access to all the money because they freeze our account. But we
Yeah.
just discovered recently that it's not just your joint account, it's also your separate account.
Yeah.
So if something would happen to me today, they would
Yeah.
freeze all our accounts because we are
Exactly.
legally everything, whether it is so we discovered that and we're now going again together to
In
try to
Germany, it's the
change it
same.
so
In
that
Germany, it's the same. It's a new
so
law. Yeah.
yes, I think it's a little bit of everything. I
Yeah.
like to have my own account that I can do my things without,
Yeah.
again, my husband does not poke his nose. Even if he had the same card, he will not even look.
Yeah.
But it is important to have a bit of everything, a joint account, a separate account, but that everybody can have access to.
Access to.
He has access to all my account and it's vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. DM.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I remember like when my husband was leaving me, in his sick bed. We didn't okay before he became ill. We didn't speak about death. We didn't. And that's very, very important. Knowing what I know now, that we should, because my husband was basically, I was losing him. Like every day, I will wake him up like this, sweetheart. Where's your will? Yeah, because we didn't speak about
Yeah.
that, and God saved me. And he was so dosed on morphine. Morphine is like, the
Yeah. Yeah.
sea, whatever, and I have to wake him up and wake him up. Then I'll come home and go through
Papers.
his file, yes, his files, and I saw a pension that he had with Standard Life. Then I went back because he was in the hospice for 1 month when he passed. Then he passed, right? Then I had to call this Standard Life, and I told them what is happening to my husband, that I don't think he's going to make it. And he came to the hospice to see my husband, and it wasn't a life insurance because it's very, very important that, especially with interracial marriage, is paramount that after this person passes, what would happen afterwards. So anyway, the people came and they were talking to my husband. He was half asleep, half awake because it's the drugs, the medications. And he said, I don't have much, but all I have goes to Diane. So they asked him to sign. He managed to scribble something that when he goes, everything will come to me because we didn't discuss afterlife. We did not discuss. Anyway, then I called his cousin that is a lawyer. I was only 5 years old in the country. I called his cousin that is a lawyer to come and write the will, not knowing that my husband had a will. Because when he left his ex, when they both went their separate ways. He just left everything, and this woman was paying for life insurance, paying for other stuff. Which after he'd gone, she made a lot of money, even more than me, right? And anyway, this his cousin came and wrote the will for him. But if I knew what I knew now, I wouldn't have asked this cousin. I would have gone to an independent
Lawyer.
body,
Person.
yes, to come and do it because the clause, my inheritance, he put his name in the land deeds, not on this house. On the other house I sold, Claudia,
Yeah.
the other house I sold, yeah. He put his name on the land deed. I didn't know after my husband has been gone for 23 years this month, and I didn't know that he put his name there because I was like I said, selfless, you know. So, but anyway, like coming back to financial transparency is important because his ex-wife lives in New Zealand, and I had papers coming here thinking that they were my inheritance, but it was for her. So can you imagine how painful that is? Even though I'd rather have my husband here than any money, because like I said, he was the best, one of the best things that ever happened to me. He didn't give me no problems at all. So interracial marriage, that's something that you have to check because sometimes these people that they're very sneaky as well. So we didn't discuss that. So that's very, very important that you put things in place.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I just wanted to add, and say it to a lot of my friends. I think I was like 3, 4 years married when my husband had that conversation about money and what would happen if he was not there. And at the point, I was like, "Is there something you're not telling me? Is something wrong with you?" But it was a conversation early in our marriage he forced me to have. And for that reason, he also said, even though I do know we are moving country to country, I want you to be independent. Go back to school, do your masters. So I always tell my friends, it's a if your husband has not had that conversation with you, and like you said, vice versa. But in most cases, in interracial marriage, it's if you have the woman that is not working or not financially dependent, they are the ones that suffer the most,
Yeah.
sadly enough, because a
Yeah.
lot of us come in and we are more interested in traveling, bags,
Traveling,
clothes,
bad
this, and
new
we
clothes, yeah,
forget
designer
to
things,
protect ourselves.
living the
Exactly.
life.
And
Yeah.
then unfortunately, sometimes when anything happens to our spouses, we're not protected enough.
Yeah.
So I always say to my friend, if your husband has not had this conversation with you, it's not, you have to ask him,
You have
you need
to,
to have it. You
yes.
need to be prepared.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately,
You have to have that conversation with him.
so like with my husband, we have talked depth on both sides.
Yeah.
Because who knows? It can be the man, it can be the woman.
Nobody knows. Yeah. Like Thomas and I actually was one who brought the topic up from the beginning. When we moved to Europe, I brought the topic up and I told him, I said, look, you're traveling and just say it's this little girl and I. So I brought it up and I said, I want to see it with my eyes. I want it white and black. I don't want. He said, okay. Then we went to the office. They did everything, the computer, the change. In fact, it was not his ex-wife's name. It was his sister's name. I said, no, it's not enough. I want it printed out. I want to have a copy myself for me. So he said, you don't mean how did you want to give me? I said, I don't care. I want it printed. So it was printed, and I have my copy till today, and he had his copy. Pass it over to you.
Okay, transparency. We talked about that also. It was my husband's initiative from the beginning. We should have a joint account. But then, as I said, when I discovered the unfairness of it, bringing the sister in and transaction being made without my consent, so I don't see it as a joint account. I love to work. I love to be to earn my own money as well. And when I discovered I couldn't do what I want to do, I couldn't serve my God, I couldn't give generously as I want to do. So I had to, and again, where we had our joint account from the beginning was where his mother is living, where he grew up. You know, he's so tied to this household culture. You know, we're not living there. We're not living there. We are living in another city where we bought our house. So I told him, "You have a new family with me now. Come, let's start with the bank that is here." Till today, he said no. I said okay. So I left the account with him. I told him I want to remove my name from the joint account. He refused. So I just left the account completely, go and open my own account, and give him also a card. You know, so I have a card to my own account where I can do what I want to do. You know, he has his full money. I have my full money. The house we are living, it's from the beginning, my husband tries to put me in a safe place. Whatever property we are buying, he buy it fully on my name. So his first wife, he built the house for her, he bought it on her name. So and that one is for the ex-wife with his children, with her children. So whatever my husband is doing for me, he did it 100% on my name. You get me? So I won't be having any stress with whatever occurs in the future. So it was transparent and it was fair enough. But we have come to that level now where money is no longer a language in our home, because when you are independently okay and he is also independently, my husband is on his pension, so he's earning his pension, so he should enjoy his pension. Why I'm still in the age to work and earn more money for my and invest for my future, so I'm doing that, and we raise our kids also in that mentality. So everybody is just independent. So everybody have their own account, but we have access to everybody's account. So I can do what I want to do, travel when I want to travel, buy my ticket, anything. You know, no drama anymore.
Okay. So, James, what advice would you give interracial couples struggling with tension, financial tension?
My first advice would be transparency, honesty, accountability. Understand your earning power, but from your side and your husband's or your partner's side. Sit down together and have a game plan.
Yeah.
When you understand the earning power, you understand your costs. There should not be any tension. If you're not spending beyond your means, why should there be tension? If we have both figured out, okay, between the both of us, we get €100. If you make a plan of €70 to cover the whole family, that means you still have €30 to share between both of you. That means you're not going to be asking your partner, what are you doing with your 15? He's not going to be asking you, what are you doing with your 15? When you have that understanding, I don't see why there should be tension. Tension comes in when somebody is lying to the other person. It's as simple as ABC.
Yeah, exactly.
If I know my husband is earning 50,000 and I'm telling you I want to settle a problem of 5 and you're telling me there's no money, that means you're lying. But when you understand, when there's transparency, what is bringing to the table, what you're bringing to the table, you don't expect much, you don't over expect from him. He does not over expect from you. So I think it's accountability, transparency, honesty, and like my father, they used to say in Africa, you cut your coat according to your size. I said no. I say cut your coat according to the fabric you have.
The fabric you
Because
have.
the color than your
Yeah,
fabric.
I like that.
You might be
I
taller than
learned
your
something
fabric.
I
today.
like that too, because the fabric, the cost of the fabric.
Yes, you can be.
That makes total sense.
It's true. You cannot cut it according to your size. No, because you might be tall, so you need 3 yards. No, but you have 1 year. You
But if
manage
you
your
have
one year.
but fabric,
When
you have to see how
exactly.
much is it.
So when you have that understanding, I'm sorry, I do not see why there's tension. But if even after this, if there's still tension, then that means you both need to sit down
I talk.
and and talk.
I talk.
And if after that the tension continues, well, my sister, in the voice of Diane, problem there. it's it's
So
a
Diane, I give
problem.
it
You
over to
admit.
you. Diane, I give it over to you. So, what would you advise? What advice would you give interracial couples who are struggling with financial tension?
Like the way I see it, right? The way I see, if you're struggling, if the money is there and you're still struggling with financial tension, then there's no trust in that marriage. Because if there's trust and there's love and there's understanding, then why should you struggle?
Exactly.
There was a time I and my husband, because my husband was an engineer with the oil rigs and refineries, right? He became a contractor. He's not employed by, say, one company, right? It's where the job is that he goes. And for 2 years, we struggled when it comes to money. When we didn't have no money, I had to go and work. I had to go work at night to support because for like a year we're just spending all the monies we have, and there was no more money. So
No
I had to
income.
go, yes. So I had to go and work. So when the job came back, I became in charge of the money. I said, no, I'm not going to let this man spend anything without coming to me, because I was the one that suffered, right? And that's what happened. But I fell in love with my husband when in our darkest moments, because of the way he treated me. I had to reciprocate. So if there's no understanding, no love, then you will struggle.
So, okay, perfect.
There can be very big struggle if there's love. There can be.
Exactly. I agree with
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
Okay.
why I said so, you when there is a tension in a home, first of all, what you should try to do is to figure out and find out why is this tension.
That's why Jane said communication, yeah.
Communication. The person may not want to communicate about it, may not want to talk about it. You understand? Because some people can want to protect ego, pride, and all those things. So not
Yeah.
every partner want to talk. I'm sorry to say there are some husbands that, or wives also, the place they measure their ego level is in with their spouse.
Yeah, but sorry
So
to cut
most
you off.
time, you understand what I'm trying to say.
I know, I
Yeah.
understand, but
Sometimes,
sorry to cut you off.
Okay.
So when you are dating someone, you should actually know that person before you go and say. I know some people they just meet you and say, I just want to get married, because I know of a scenario by a white guy met a lady in Ghana those days and said he met her, we didn't want me to get married. I want to get married. I'm looking for a black lady. I just don't want to date. Blah blah blah. They got married. They got married. It's okay, but you need to know someone, because if I can't communicate with you, tell you one to one how I feel, then you rather tell outsiders than telling me I don't know what I'm doing in that relationship with you. Yeah. Because if you cannot tell me this is the situation, what is what we have this is the money we have. At the moment, I don't have more than this, and we have to manage it. Than coming
Okay.
home, putting the burden on me or try to create a scenario whereby I am the cause of your problem, and then making me emotionally, psychologically unbalanced because I don't know how to deal with you, how to deal with the situation. Because in my mind, it's like, I know you always have money, because you showed me that you always have money. But the reality, but the reality is you don't have money.
Also, don't forget that, I mean, you have these Europeans or Americans or whatever that come to Nigeria. Again,
I
that's what I
know.
mean by financial power.
Yeah,
In those days, when they come with 10,000 euro, it's massive money.
yeah,
Of course, then they show you that's it. But when you come to Europe, it's a different ball game. There are bills to pay. So sometimes that can also have a part to play. And then
yeah,
when they
exactly.
finally get married to you and they move back to Europe, like we have said, uh, it's story change, story go change, story get
Yeah,
payment
exactly. And then they start making you
because
feel like you are the cause of the
Yeah,
problem.
a lot
you are
of
the gold
women walked
digger.
out.
Yeah, then they
Yeah,
start
Yes.
making you feel like you are
a
the
lot
cause
of
of the
women walked
problem.
out.
You are the
When
cause
they
of the
got here, they
problem.
say, I beg, I beg, I beg. That's when they will see the wrinkle. When the money day for home, that time the wrinkle then they disappear.
But
Then
that
when
is
they
not.
come reach no money, you come they see wrinkle.
But that
Now
is
I
not
was
when. But
so
that is not
when
when to work out. That is not really when to work out. If the person is being transparent to you, tell you that this is it. Wait, you can work out when the person is not being honest. But when the person is being transparent to you and tell you that this is at the moment we don't have money, so you have to now start coaching yourself to understand
yeah.
that
I want to
this
say
guy,
something there.
this guy is
Yeah,
broke.
I
You
want to
know.
say something there.
But
I don't know why my husband have to tell me we don't have money. I supposed to know we don't have money.
exactly.
exactly.
That's why.
That's what
That's
I
why
mean
I
by the
said when
transparency.
Jane said the communication comes in, because you
You
said some
see?
people don't communicate.
So if I
So
already
that's
know
why
he
the
had but
communication.
you
That's
don't
why there
have,
should
for
be a
example,
mutual communication.
yeah.
Because if there's a mutual communication and understanding, you should know when your husband has money or not. And when he tells
I
you, there should
mean,
be, there should be enough trust for you to trust him when he says he doesn't have. But
I,
there's some women who are like, they're trying to keeping appearance with other Igbo wives. No, he's not going to tell me there's no money. I have to find a way to keep appearance so people know that I'm still on, because I'm married to a white man. So I have to look the part. I have to look
I
the
mean,
part.
yeah, like I mean, in our marriage, I know like March, April is a difficult month for us. Not difficult, but it's the month where we get all our house tax. We have to
Okay.
pay the tax for the house. For both houses, we have to pay insurance.
Yes.
So if I come out in February and now say I want to do one kind of exotic travel, me, I know I'm looking for my husband's trouble. So I will not
Exactly.
even go there. That's the month
Yeah.
you will not see me traveling. You will not see me doing restaurants. I
Okay, now I
respect
know when now I
myself,
know when now
Jaja.
I know when to visit you.
You don't want to visit me.
Okay.
To visit you. I know that you're not traveling because to catch you is almost English.
Well, yeah.
So, pastors, up to you. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Talking about tension, what to advise a person going through tension in their home.
Interracial marriage, yeah.
First of all, is to study the matter. If the tension is there because there is no money, probably the husband lost his job or the husband has an income that is not enough for the family and the wife is not working, she's a full-time wife. So in this scenario, for example, there can be a tension. Of course, if you want the tension to be elevated from the house, you need to be able to bring in your creative ideas, how you can generate money. You can be a full-time housewife and still do things. You see, how to generate money to support your husband to erase this tension. You see, the man may not be able to maybe have already a hard job, like working in the production, for example, and it breaks him after the day. He can't be able to do extra job to get extra money. So and when the money comes in the end of the month, after paying house bill and water bill, everything is finished. So in that situation, you can't be able to say the man doesn't love you or is not coming. You already know that's all he can bring in. So as the woman, this is the time for you to also find something doing. Find something doing. Even if it's 2 hours job, 1 hour job, find something doing because every little money you bring in, it's already a problem solving mechanism.
Thanks.
So that is for when there is no money.
It is well. So I give it over to Jane. Jane, who is the spender? Who is the saver between you
What
and
do you
your
think?
husband?
I'm the spender,
I
he's
know
the
that you're the one
saver.
who spend money.
But I mean, spending, no, let out, my husband is more frugal than I am.
Okay.
So when it comes to spending, yeah, let me don't speak long grammar. I'm the spender, he's the saver.
Okay. So Jane, when your husband was alive, so who was the spender? Who was the
I
saver?
already said that. I think I
I
said
know. Yeah, you said it. Yeah, you
you.
said it.
Yeah, he said I can wear one jeans trouser
Yeah.
for a year,
Yeah.
but you
Yeah.
know you can't. So if the money finish, well, don't look this way. You know.
So, Pastor, up to you. Who is the
Um,
spender and who is the
I
saver?
will I will say it in two form. My husband is, the Bible says the man builds a house, while the woman through understanding to establish it. My husband kind of saving is more fundamental spending. I mean, he spends for the family, the most important thing. That's what he spends. To spending money for on himself, like I say, the only aspect is that you can go to the supermarket 100 times a day. So me myself, in fact, I told a guy, I said the only sickness I have is spending sickness, because if I go to shopping, I want to buy something now, I will just buy. I have no limits. So that's why sometimes I hardly carry money with me, because I will spend. If I'm spending, I don't even think to, I just do it for, to the fullness. So my husband will spend small. But I don't spend like consistently. If I want to make shopping, I make shopping for what I need. And for the next 3 months, you'll be surprised I may not go for shopping. Or even 4 months, 5 months later. But if I go once, I will spend well. So
So, Jane,
that's how it is.
if your partner gives you cash, do you save it, invest it, or you go shopping immediately?
Shopping immediately now. What a kind of question.
You look the money in a picture.
No, because if he gives me money, it's for something. It's either because maybe it's my birthday or I'm traveling to Nigeria. It's for me to spend. The investment money is different. I don't invest. I spend
You
it.
don't invest that kind of money. Okay, Dien is not there. Then Pastor, to you.
Like I told you, I'm a seasonal shopper. I'm not someone who shop consistently. So if my husband gives me money, it's possible the money will be in an envelope somewhere in my house for a long time, you know, and then it might end up in the offering bag as seed, and then maybe spontaneously when I need to do something, then I can use it. But I don't go shopping immediately because I'm not a shopping freak person. Yeah.
Okay. Jane is not there, so we continue. So Jane, who is better at budgeting and who forgets to track expenses?
Bob is the one that keeps an eye on the budget.
Mm.
Is the one that's in our general account for household that if it's, I sometimes I'll forget, like, oh, this account we need to put this money to pay off the credit card. I'll forget, but Bob is on point for those things. Yeah, he's better than it at me. Let me put it like this.
Okay. So Jane, you were not there to answer the question. If your partner gives you cash, do you save it or do you immediately go shopping?
Shopping on street. I don't, I'm not a saver.
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay.
But now I learned the hard way. So I save now
Okay.
in case of rainy days.
Okay.
I have money. I never used to have money for rainy days, but I have now.
Okay. That's good. So, Pastor, who is better at budgeting and who forgets to track expenses?
Um, First of all, most of the administrative work in the house, my husband has relieved me of those ones. So I'm grateful. I don't have to have those monthly borders or considerate thinking. He does all those things. So then talking about budgeting, I should say I budget more because I'm a planner. My husband is a spontaneous person. He doesn't budget. And it helps me sometimes to learn the spontaneous way of life. So it brings balance into my life, you know.
Okay, so Diane, it's up to you. When your husband was alive, who is better at budgeting and who forgets to track expenses?
Okay. Initially, it was my husband. He's a better, or he was a better organizer.
Okay.
You know, everything has its place. You know, like for me, if I keep documents, I have to look for it, but my husband knows where this one is and that one is, you know. So I think on that ground, he was better to organize than me. I'm hairhead. Let me put it that way.
Okay. So Jane,
Really do all that.
what's one financial habit your partner has that you secretly admire?
Oh, I love the way this man can plan. Sometimes I tell him he will get a heart attack. He thinks for the whole year. I'll tell him sometimes when I call him harbinger of doom. When he starts coming, I'm like, honey, no, 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 no. Because I just feel, um, and sometimes we complain or whatever. But I tell him if we look at what the pension you get and the salary I get, some people don't even have close to this. So
Okay.
I want to be grateful. He's a harbinger. I do admire that of him that he can already worry about the next month and the next year. I do admire that from him that he can already overthink a year in advance or 2 years in advance. What are we going to be doing at this point? And I admire that of him because that's why we sit comfortable. We're not millionaires, we're not billionaires, but I would never worry about where is the next meal coming from or a roof over my head. And that's because he thinks way ahead, sometimes a bit too much. Yeah.
Then he's a family man.
Yes,
Yeah.
so he is.
Yeah, family men tend to do that.
Yeah. So Diane,
Yeah.
up to you. So what's that thing that your ex did secretly that's financially what he did secretly that you admire?
I'll not lie you. He used to buy me nice, expensive presents, which I cannot even afford now. I love him. I love that. That's one thing I love. And as a man, men don't like shopping, but my husband loved shopping, and I admire him for that.
Men do
He
love
loves.
shopping. They're not
He can
all.
shop more than a woman. He loves. He doesn't whinge. You know, like
Love shopping.
some men. You know, they go, "Oh,
My
not
husband is a
again,
whinger.
shopping."
He's a whinger, especially once he has bought his own thing. Let's go home now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so that's one thing I love about Paul. Paul used to Like he loves shopping. Come on, darling, let's go shopping. They will go. And he'll buy me. I look forward to Christmas. And since he passed, I think my Christmas too went with him.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Sorry
I'm
about
really
Yeah.
that.
sorry.
Yeah.
So, Pastor, what's one financial habit that your partner has that you secretly admire?
I love the way he fathers his kids. He's a very good father. I admires him. I remember very well there was a season in our lives, that was when 2015, I think, where he lost his job, so he was supposed to be coming home, and that season came unexpected. I remember very well that season we didn't really have any money except like 150 euro in our account, and I was also just new in Germany and I haven't really established myself very well. I remember him looking me into my eyes and he's telling me, I can't even buy a bicycle for my son, It's so touching, so heartbreak. But then he didn't give up. He he fought through those seasons. I also went pick up mini job, cleaning. I had to just do something. And that same year, before the year ends up, we were okay again. What am I trying to say? The mentality he gives his children, they never see, they never will never think that there is a time that their father didn't have anything, because he always give them that posture that I'm always able. So I love that. And my husband spend on himself. I like that also. He spend on himself. Like as I told you, I don't love myself. My husband spend on himself. He may just buy one jeans, but it's a very good quality jeans. When you go into his wardrobe or looked into his things, if his things are quality, they are not in quantity. So I admire that. It is
Okay,
Ah,
so
well.
Jay, because we are wrapping up slowly, has learning about money through your partner's culture made you both a stronger couple?
definitely 100%. Yep, yep. Integrating his culture for finances and my culture for finances is really, yeah, made our relationship and marriage what it is today. That's for sure. Yeah.
Okay. So the end, has learning about money through his culture made you people stronger?
Yes, so you know that back home, like I said, we didn't pay bills and all that. When the money money easy come, easy go. But coming to England has really, regardless of I am my husband, he was the one that brought me here, has really made me, I know the value of money. I never used to, but I know the value of money, especially when my husband didn't have work for 2 years, that I have to go and do factory job, right, to sustain the family. Yeah, living in this part of the world and being with my husband, I'm a financial literate. Let's put it that way. Now, before, no.
Okay.
So I learned that because of the bills we pay, obviously. You have to finish paying your bills first before you spend.
Yeah.
That's if anything is left.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, Pastor, has learning about money through your partner culture made you a stronger couple?
Yeah, it makes us a stronger couple. My husband learned a lot from me as well. He learned a lot from me. And the good thing is that he
All
always
right,
comments.
Simon.
Yeah, he comments. And yeah, it has made us a stronger couple, and it makes me also strong. Although I have been a very accountability person right from time, but understanding money in the fullness, I learned a lot from living in Germany, how things function. So
Yeah.
it taught me to be diligent in everything I do. So
You
Germany culture, marrying my husband really give me a sense to understand money and how to respect money and how to use money rightfully.
Okay. So, Jane, what's one money value you want to pass on to your children?
Um, Saving. I teach my kids to save, and I want them to understand what it means to earn money. Like I always say to them, whatever money I have is from your dad and myself. We worked hard for it. So the values, they need to work, and on like my girls are in university. She's a medical student, but she works in a supermarket. Deborah works in a restaurant, because I want them to understand the value of money,
Yeah.
and that you have it today, things can change tomorrow. So I teach them to have that value, that it's not come see, come ça. And it's amazing with the girls, they are really taking that Dutch attitude. And now, if it's their money, they don't want to spend it. If it's another person's money, mom, take me for shopping. Or even simple thing, why should we buy brand new things where I can find it? I can thrift. That's the popular word these days, thrifting. Let's go buy it in a thrift shop. So that I teach them, I'm proud to say I've taught them the value of money. And I did this at an early age by telling them, like this summer, my son went, I found him a job in a restaurant. He's 17. But I wanted him to understand what, like Pastor just said now, what you have to do in 1 hour to earn 10 euro.
Yes.
When you're able to do that, then you understand what it means. If you're now asking that you want to buy an iPhone, you can understand the amount of hours you have to put in to
Yes.
be able to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
one thing I like about the Western world. You know, like what Jane is saying now, giving your children responsibility. I love that about the Western world. When the children go out to work, that is their foundation.
yeah.
That is instilling responsibility to your children that money is being earned, not being
Yeah.
given.
Yeah.
So, yes, Jane, kudos to you.
So Pastor, I give it up to you.
Okay, my kids, they were grounded very early. My first son, his first initiative of working was when he was 14. The place he did when he was 13, he did a practical there where they make bicycle repair. So just this 1 month stuff, and the man loved him and said he can come and work. And my son was diligently going to that place from his 14 years till his 17 years. He was working. So in that season, I never bought him any more clothes or holidays when they made. He financed, he paid everything, or the handy he was using. He carried his cross from that time, even to today as we are talking. So he learned the value of money very early. So when I look back, I would say they had great eyes and insight on how to make money, how to preserve money, and how to reinvest money.
Okay, so we are running up now and slowly, and this is the last question. So, Jane, in one sentence, what has money taught you about love?
Let's call a spade a spade. Money is integral in love, in relationship. You want to be in a space where you are taken care of, or where you don't have to worry about paying your bills. So money has taught me that it brings balance to love. It's as simple as ABC. And I'm not a gold digger, you know I'm not.
Yeah.
But it's important in being happy. It's as simple as ABC.
I like that. I'm not a gold digger.
Yeah.
A gold digger. Wow, that
So-
gold must be far for 25 years. You're still digging gold.
No, but it is important. It is important in love.
Jeez.
Sorry. It is important. It's as simple as ABC. Anybody that says otherwise has never known what it is not to be able to put food on your table. That's when you say money is not important in love. It makes the love sweeter, Claudia.
I know. It has spices.
It has the spices to it.
Without it, the food is tasteless.
Exactly.
So, okay, Jane, in one sentence, what has
Yeah,
money taught you about love?
you know that word where they say money don't buy love?
It's a lie. You money buy love.
It's a lie. I don't believe in it. Money rules the world. You know, even though sometimes people say, oh, money doesn't bother me and all that. Money does bother me.
It does bother me.
No, it does. You know, at my age, where I am now, single and happy, I can take myself anywhere I want to go to.
Yeah.
So yes, money rules the world.
Money rules
does.
relationship. It rules relationship.
Yes, yeah, the world, the relationship, everything is included. Money rules every relationship.
So, Pastor,
So,
in
what
one
was the
sentence,
question again?
in one sentence, what has money taught you about love?
Oh, money taught me about love. To round it up in just one word, I will be happy in a marriage when I am also financially buoyant. Because if I'm not buoyant, no matter what my husband gives to me, I will not feel fulfilled. You
That's
know?
you. Yeah, that's you. But some people they give, they're financially buoyant, they give to their wife, not expecting anything back, like financially back, from their wife.
Give without take.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. If I keep receiving
No, I know, I
and
understand.
I'm
I
not
understand what you mean.
productive, as in
You're not
I'm
productive,
not
yeah.
able
For
to,
you, and for you as a for you,
even if I will make just 50 euro every month, that's the money I am making. I will have more satisfaction in that I make.
I
You
understand.
know, my
Yeah.
husband paying my bills, taking care of everything. It will give me comfort, but it will not give me that fulfillment
Not fulfillment
as a
that you
person.
desire as a person.
Yeah.
Because you want like a mutual financial balance. You don't want only him to have and then you don't have financially. But
Yeah.
sometimes it can happen that the woman doesn't have financially to give, but she's giving in a different way. She's giving love. She's making it balance in a different way. But I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, chicas. Thank you, ladies. I really appreciate it. It's already
Really, it's been very interesting conversation.
Thank you, thank you, thank
Very
you.
interesting.
I
Quite a
really
lot.
appreciate you
To
guys. It was
Pastor,
very, very
you
inspiring.
are
Very,
one of a
very,
kind.
yeah,
She
very,
is,
very,
isn't she?
very, very interesting. I really enjoyed the
Very
All right.
conversation.
interesting.
Yeah,
All right. Have a
thank
good
you.
evening,
Yeah,
everyone.
ciao,
Thank
ciao.
you.
Bye.